Hi everyone. So thank you so much for your responses to Java master documentation. I've received a lot of messages on my WhatsApp emails and on YouTube comments, like how this document is helping you to crack your interviews. I'm really glad, and there are a couple of things based on your comments and suggestions to add more documents. So there are a couple of new and really important documents that I've added. Let me show you. So the first one that is this document, Java question that eliminates 99% of the interview candidates, right? So there are some really crucial questions that are part of this document, and we have discussed it completely. Apart from this, you also see what is real world impact, right? How this arises in the production issues or the code reviews, right? And also at the end of this document, so you can find pro tips for your interviews, right? Some of the ways. So these are like, you if you are reading these documents, you are getting information around the real world scenarios plus questions plus how you should work uh, with your interviews or coding problems, right? So this is one of the really important documents that we have added. Apart from this, you see these documents are already there, so we have added this Kafka interview guide, right? So very important question nowadays, right? So complete information you will get around the Kafka. So this is another document that we have added. This is really important for your interviews, especially Java backend if you're going for, right? Another one is microservices real interview preparation, right? So this document is really well prepared and will help you to guide the most crucial topic of any Java developer role, right? That is microservices. A lot of questions and a lot of concepts are being asked from this topic. So a complete discussion is there around 24 pages. You will get all the patterns, discussions, code snippets, right? A full proof guide for the microservices. This is one of the best documents I'm sharing with you, right? So grab these documents and be prepared for job interviews. There are a lot of vacancies right now. Don't worry about AI that is going on. Uh, if you see the experts comment, right, there are a lot of vacancies that are going to uh, be arises because of this. So do not have any worry around the AI. Go ahead, prepare yourself to crack any interviews, right? So get this guide and prepare for interviews. This is really well around microservices. So these are the three documents that we have added in this package. Apart from this, there are other documents that you have already seen, right? The system design document or the other things that is already part of this package. So I hope you get this package and prepare for interviews. So all the best for your interviews. Hi everyone. So welcome to my channel again. Today I'm going to discuss really important concepts around Java, and these are some of the questions which I really believe that 99% of the candidates failed while answering these critical Java interview questions, right? They seems easy, but behind them there are different scenarios and concept that works, right? So knowing these problems will help you to prove yourself as a good expert Java developer, right? So through this video, please be with me till end of this video and you will have complete information of these questions, right? So guys, be with me till next 10-20 minutes and we are going to discuss the complete questions and what are the scenarios where we see these problems, right? So one important question that comes up in any of the Java interviews is around string memory, right? So what happens when you declare a string using new keyword? So many of us in simple, okay, I know this question, and in a very excitement, I'll say, okay, it will create a string object, and at that time only you missed your interviews, right? So you need to answer it in a depth way so that it shows how well you understand these concepts, right? So basically, it will create two objects, one in heap memory and another in the string pool if it does not exist in the string pool, right? So while creating a string, there is concept of a string pool and heap memory, right? You will better understand with an example. So if you create string using direct assignment like this, right? So creates object in the string pool, right? There is no other string exist in the string pool, right, with hello name. Second, if you create using new keyword like this, so basically it creates an object in the heap and uses the pool object, right? There are three strings in this example which is being declared. Now if you practically way, if you do it, let's suppose you compare s1 and s2, it will give you false answers. Why? Because these are different when you compare using the equal to symbol. So basically they compare the memory locations, and these memory locations are different, and you get false as an answer, right, for s1 and s2. But for s1 and s3, both exist in the pool only, that is string pool. They reference the same string, right? So that's why their memory locations are same and you get true. So this is really important question and you must know before your interviews. Okay, there are some other points. It is explained in a very detailed manner, so I'm just giving you a bit information around it, right? I'm not just reading the document. You will get if you read it, right? Why this matters: memory optimization and performance impact, interview depth, right? Shows understanding JVM internals, not just syntax, right? So I mean, these things also go so you understand where we are using it and why this is really important, right? What happens when you debug the code or when you do a code review. These are really important concepts. So from that perspective also it is defined here. Okay, another important concept where there is, okay, basically it calls, I mean, you can assume it like many of us gets failed for these questions. Let's suppose for this question, can you override a static method in Java? Yes, you can override static methods. Most of us, this is what we are going to answer, right? But in general, the depth concept is no. Static methods belong to the class and not the instance. You can only hide them and cannot override them, right? There are deep concepts around it that you should understand. So, overriding instance methods, runtime polymorphism, right? Uses virtual method invocation resolved at runtime based on object type, right? So these are some of the concept that is involved. Hiding the static methods, that is compile time resolution and no polymorphic behavior, right? So these are related to static method hiding. Code example is given. You can practically run it on your ID and you can see it. You can play with it, right? For more understanding why this matters. So inheritance, polymorphism and framework knowledge, those kind of your understanding, it shows if you are able to answer these problems, right? Some of the production issues that arises if you fail to understand these concepts, right? Again, this double equal to and dot equals to is really important. That comes from production issues, right? Many of us while comparing this string we generally use equal to, and that mess the issues on the production, right? So this belongs to the question number one where we saw, right, using new keyword and the equal to equal to operator, how strings are created and what they compare actually, right? So you can clearly see double equal to compares memory addresses, right, as explained in the question number one, and dot equals to compares the actual content, right? So you should actually use the dot equals. So that is really very common scenario for production issues, right? So with example again, it is being explained here, right? What is real world impact? You can read out this document in a very detailed way, right? Why can't we declare method as both abstract and final? Okay, the basic answer that comes is Java doesn't allow it, right? But what are the concepts behind it? You need to explain that. This is what interviewer is looking for, right? So abstract method must be overridden, but final methods cannot be overridden, right? So they are basically opposite of each other, right? So you need to understand this and the concepts behind it. So abstract method, incomplete implementation, that subclass must provide. Final method, complete implementation but cannot be changed, right? So that is the basic difference. A code example is given. Then also, um, why interviewers ask these problems, right? Test logical thinking beyond syntax memorization, reveals understanding of O principles, shows ability to reason about language design decisions, right? Some of these, see, you go through questions and answers, but when it comes real interview scenarios, they try to judge you how depth you understand. You have not memorized, but you have understood, you have some practical knowledge, right? So that's what they check actually. So the follow-up concepts you can look for. Okay, what happens if you don't call super in a constructor, right? Parent constructor gets called. This is what we generally say, right? The basic surface answer that is there. But what actually happens, Java automatically inserts super as the first line. But if parent has parameterized constructor only, you get compilation error, right? So understand this. What what is the meaning? Right? It will be always be at the first, but if it's a default, Java inserts the super, but if it is parameterized, you will get an error, right? You can read out the chaining rules. Super this must be at the first statement, right? If parent has only parameterized constructor, explicit super params, like you need to pass out, call the super and pass the parameters, that is required. So understand these concepts. These are where most of us failed. Okay, from multiple taking multiple interviews to giving multiple interviews, this is my practical experience. This is really the scenarios where many candidates fail, right? Okay. Okay, some scenarios around where production issues arises, real world scenarios discuss. If you go through the document, you'll understand this in very better way. Modern Java interface evolution, right? Can an interface have a private methods? Basic answer, no, interface are only public. But yes, in the newer versions, this has been possible. So yes, since Java 9 interfaces can have a private methods to share code between default methods, right? And how the evolution for the interfaces has happened. So Java 7 only public abstract methods. Java 8 added default and static methods, and Java 9 added private methods, and Java 17 added sealed interfaces, right? And around discussions around it, the common scenarios and some of the code snippets for these, you can find it out. A bit more information and the implications, what, why these are being very important for your interviews, right? Again, this is again a tricky problem, and also more or less of an interview but more of a production kind of issues, right? The floating point issues, right? If you do this, what is the answer? Basically say, looking into it, your answer would be true, but this shockingly is not the true, it is false. The reason behind the floating point precision issues, right? So you will find out in the example, if you print like this is your answer, and when you compare both these, no, this is false, right? And this is because of that floating point precision, right? How you can handle it? So correct way to compare floating point numbers is using the epsilon, right? This is how it is being used. So this way you can uh, use in better way, where you basically see the issues. So financial trading, e-commerce or banking systems, right? Where you need to work on actually these kind of values, right? So that becomes really important. Now let's see the next answer. Sorry, next question. So that's abstract instantiation, right? Can you instantiate an abstract class? Common confusion may be reflection, right? So you must know absolute in one line, that is with full confidence, not even with reflection. You can only create instances of concrete subclasses, right? Why this is impossible? Abstract classes have incomplete implementation. JVM, few issues being mentioned here, only concrete classes can be instantiated. Reflection follows same rules as regular instantiation, right? JVM cannot create objects without complete method implementations, right? So why also the cross question that comes from these concepts, right? Why why JVM cannot create objects without complete method implementations, right? So think of it, okay, and you should have answers around it, really logical. Take time to think of it, and maybe I'll tell you at the end of the video. So this is basic code snippet is given. Now comes, okay, again some of the interview depth and what are the differentiations kind of. The hash map contract violation, what happens when hash code and equals are inconsistent, right? It works fine, okay, most of us, okay, this is kind of assumption that we take, and that's where the real issues comes in. So hash map and hash set will break if two objects are equal, they must have the same hash code. And what is the reason behind it? The contract rules are being given here. It has been explained very well with an example is given. So see, while I discuss these, while I read out this, the better way is you get the document, understand it, read it, how it is impacting the real level scenarios in the code reviews, production issues, right? Apart from this, try these code snippets on your system, play with them, and you will have better understanding, more knowledge. And for sure, in your next interview, whenever you are giving, or even in general discussions in code reviews and production issues, this will help you to be a really better and good developer, right? And some of the things you'll find here, apart from the questions, best practices, right? Private constructor pattern again. Can a constructor be private? No. How do you create objects? So okay, I mean, the if you see the better picture of it, yes, it is used in the singleton pattern and utility classes like math. So private constructor prevent external instantiation while allowing controlled object creation, right? So also, I hope you understand what is singleton pattern, right? So questions like this is really important. Then you have use cases using a singleton pattern, right? Where we use singleton pattern, the cross question kind of that will come up from these type of questions, right? Then some examples is given here. Why this matters, production benefits again, okay, prevent connection, exhaustion, right? Ensure single source of truth. So those kind of, like, this is around the um, singleton pattern, or those related concept, right? So when you take one concept, try to drill down it, right? Understand the concepts around those concepts. That is really important. Some of the helpful tips that you will get from here, right? Start with the correct answer, explain the underlying concept, provide a code example, discuss real world implications, mention related concepts or alternatives. So when you get questions in your interviews, don't get excited and just try to end it in a single line, right? Try to understand what is the reason why this question is coming to me from the interviewer, right? And whatever you understand around it, try to put all the information in that you answer, right? And if you are better with example, please show it with an example, right? So this is really how you create your impression in your interviews. Some of the tips, pro tips is given here. You must um, follow these to be a better developer, to be a better at your job, and to clear your interviews, right? So I hope this is somewhat helpful for you. So take this document, understand each of these concepts like this, and crack your interviews. There are a lot of jobs around the Java that is being surfaced, right? right now. Many jobs you will find around Java backend developers, right? So apply for it and understand these concepts, go for interviews, crack it, and that's what all of us are trying, right? Helping students to get placed. So I hope you get your job as soon as possible. All the best.
What can I get you? A job that uses my people skills. And a cheeseburger. Okay.
Dare to discover with LinkedIn's AI powered job search.
If you were born between 1980 and 2000, तो Axis Max Life लाया है एक solid term plan for smart folks like you. क्यों? क्योंकि पैसा कमाना cool है, पर family को financially protect करना है even cooler. And if you're salaried, तो आपको मिलेगा 15% off on your term plan premium और आगे चलकर responsibilities खत्म, no problem. तो दिए हुए प्रीमियम मिलेंगे वापस. मतलब exit the plan for free and get 100% of your premiums back with Axis Max Life's special exit value benefit. साथ ही में ये देते हैं 3 घंटे में genuine claim settle होने की गारंटी. इनका claim settlement ratio है 99.7%, जो बनाता है इसे इंडिया के भरोसे का नंबर. हुआ ना लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लेने का मूड अब? तो देर किस बात की? Click on the link below to buy now.
So welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to discuss very important thing around the Java master documentation. I hope you have seen my previous videos where I've explained what content I'm providing via this package. There are a lot of things that I've discussed around this documentation, but we are continuously improving this document. We are adding more features and more documents and more ways to get placed. Ultimate goal is to get you placed by giving you full resources around the Java and Java backend roles, plus helping you to apply for the jobs, get referrals, and get in touch with HRs for your interviews, right? So in that series, I'm just going to tell you a few things around the document first, and then I'll walk you through what we are adding the resources for it, additional resources that we have added, right? So this is our complete package where you see different things regarding core Java, right? Version specific things. So this is one thing. You get the DSA concept, microservice architecture in detail, important concepts on WebSocket, REST API, and Git, right? These topics I've already discussed in a lot of my previous videos, right? So here you also get around the this new section has been added around the React, right? So you get complete information around React, the uh, main features, how to run this, right? What are different ways, different concepts around it. So you get full information around the React. Plus, I will not discuss much around document. You can go through my previous videos because I've discussed this a lot more. But this video is very specific to what I'm going to share next, right? So so this is what I really wanted to discuss today. We have added a new very special resource around the system design, because nowadays a lot of questions are coming from the microservices design patterns, right? So through this small PDF, which is around I would say 17 pages, right? You get a lot of information. So you can join my Telegram and YouTube channel through these links, right? Apart from this, I'll tell you the content that we have. So you get this table of content where different design patterns for the microservices is mentioned, right? Saga, Chords, API gateway, right? Stranger pattern, a lot more things. So this is complete explained. I've spent time on this creating this document, right? Providing all the details that I can provide you so that you understood these topics well and go for a really good package and understand these topics so that you can also implement in your projects, right? So everything, each document, each graph, image created for this is very special. And I believe you will not get these very easily in a normal packages, right? So this is really well document around the system design. This will for sure help you to understand and crack your system design interview rounds, right? Because see, concept wise I'm giving you this, plus in the notion template that I showed you previously, right, there are actual system design questions and how to tackle those. So you get combination of both that helps you to land a really well job, right? This is one document complete, I'll show you. So you can see along with the explanation concepts, I've tried to put out figures, pictures, right, so that you understood these topics really well, because it's very important nowadays in AI era, right, where you understand the crucial things. You should get lead over others if you want really get job in this competitive market, right? So this is what I've tried through this document. I hope this will help you. Okay, so many things you will get. So this is around the document, around the system design documentation. Plus the other document that I've added is a lot of people are facing the JavaScripts, right, notes around the JavaScript. So this is another documentation I've added, really curated with all the concepts and the code snippets, right? So you get complete information, complete documentation. You don't have to go through different platforms to understand this topic or the examples, right? Just open the documentation, go through line by line, spend some time, and you will have complete information. You are ready for your interviews, whether it's a Java full stack. Even if you're going from Java full stack, right, they will have some questions from the JavaScript itself, or the React, or whatever front end framework we are using. Irrespective of that, they are going to ask you JavaScript questions. So this is well documented for those needs only, right? It covers everything around the JavaScript. So this is around 34 pages, right? And with the proper explanation covering from very basic things to moving to the advanced level in this document. Okay, so you get this access via complete package. Okay, so this was newly added. I hope you will like it, and you it will help you to crack your interviews, right? Just wanted to show you these things what we are actually providing in this package. Apart from these normal documents that I've already shared around the git and all, right, now very special around the HR details. Okay, so for this I've added few things. It is still in the pilot because we are collaborating with a lot of students who are get placed in the companies to help you to get referrals in those companies. Okay, so if I show you, I'll just open this documentation itself. Okay, you get HR details for sure. These HRs, right, names, company, and all, and we are increasing this list for sure. um, by tomorrow you'll see a lot more updates in this field, right? Apart from this, we have created this new tab inside this Excel sheet only, where you get referrals available, right? So each month we are collaborating, we're finding out what are jobs in the market and can we refer you for that. So this will always be first come and first serve basis, right? It won't be necessarily that you will get, but we'll try to get you place. Sorry, I think my tab was not shared. Now this, you see the HR details you get. So this list is going to increase. Apart from this, referrals available every month, you will see some referrals here based on the requirement or the possibility that we have, and we will try to refer you. I'll say this is not guarantee, but we will try based on the your resume and how well suited for the job, right? So it will help you to get referrals also. This is not, I would say, guarantee, but yeah, you can fill the form. We will check from our end if you are well suited for the job, and we still have chances to get you uh, referral for that. So we will try to provide you referral for that, right? So this is another initiative that we are adding through this package. So I hope you have seen these contents, right? Now coming back to the complete package, you see a lot of these questions. Like, just open another document, REST API, you get everything. You don't need to be like looking for different websites or going to different platforms, right? You have to be here and you are getting everything. So this document covers everything important of REST APIs. You know how important this topic is for the interviews. Apart from this, you get SQL questions. That is really important, right? And these are scenario based. Like you have logics, uh, you have some tables and there are logics that it asks, right? If this is scenario, what logic you will apply. So you understand not only the questions but how logics are applied behind this. So it is categorized into easy, medium, hard level things, right? Apart from this, the another document that I would say is really important, and you will love that document. It is around the I mean, all of these documents are very premium actually, but this Java project structure, right? This is another well curated document that takes a lot of time and help you, because we are trying through this small package at a very minimal charges. We are trying to provide you best resources, right? My team is working day and night to make these things uh, to the next level. So we are adding these contents. See, this was another thing. If you are unaware of the project, or even not completely have industry level experience, or even if you have industry level experience, right, sometimes you miss the very crucial things which is really important for your interviews, for your projects. So through these documents you can sit for some hours and you will get complete information. See, I've discussed everything, the project structure, what are the basic standard, right? So you get complete information. You don't have to run here and there if you're getting this package, right? Everything is explained in this document, right? There are so many documents. You just have to sit, open and read, understand, and apply for the jobs. Even in your job application we are trying, we'll try to take it to the next level, right? I get a lot of comments around package, right? Sir, can you decrease the prices? Earlier it was this, now it has increased, right? Let me tell you, see, we are continuously adding content, and if you're someone who got this document at very early, you are getting everything within that price range only, right? But as we move forward, in next upcoming days you will again see prices going increased for these documentation package, right? Because we are adding more contents, there are more work around it, team is working, so we need to accommodate those things. But for sure, as of now it is available at very minimal charges, right? So you can get this and focus on. So I hope um, these documents will help you. So prices as of now is at very minimal. In upcoming days for sure it is going to increase. So take this opportunity before we increase the prices. I want you to get this document, have it with you. You know what is going on in the industry, right? You never know, like, um, when you have a job and you when you don't have, right? So be prepared. Even if you are having job, get this document. Always be prepared for your interviews, right? So that you don't have to be struggle for these things, right? So that's all for this video, guys. I hope it helps you. For any query you can comment, and we'll try to respond you. So before we um, increase prices for this document, I would recommend to go ahead and buy these documents, right? This is complete package. All the best.